Why is there casual cruelty among Christians? The question of why Christians are capable of what appears to be various and often bewildering forms of casual cruelty has confused me during my 30-plus years of ministry. How can we sometimes treat people with disrespect, disdain, condemnation, and even rejection? I was once told that church-going Christians had an affinity for shooting their own wounded. I didn't believe this at first, but then I saw example after example manifest themselves in my view. In other words, I started to pay attention. After years of encountering this phenomenon, I believe that a major contributing factor is the subconscious recognition of the truth that we need a sacrifice for the forgiveness of our sins. Now, Jesus took care of this situation, and the matter should be closed, but it seems as though there's a corruption and a counterfeit of this life-giving act of love. By the negative actions we show the world, it's as though we are demanding a blood sacrifice above and beyond the sacrifice that Christ made on the cross. To be blunt, that's actually witchcraft. It's based upon the refusal to accept the fact that Jesus died for mine, yours, and everybody else's sins. It is an instinctual reaction to the unrepentant Christian heart. It reveals itself through an obliviousness to the suffering of others who are not themselves or not part of their tribe. It manifests itself by the insistence of controlling the lives of others through consequence and punishment that they believe is deserved, but somehow does not apply to themselves. It declares an outright disobedience to God's command to love and forgive within a society. For example, on a national level, replacing rehabilitation with the lifelong cultural condemnation of felons, even after their sentence. Punishing people for their poverty, hating the very refugees that God sends to us for aid, and the list goes on and on. But the reality is this: their suffering and their punishment will not erase a single one of our sins. What it does do is admit to a cooperative refusal to make disciples out of the nations. So what's the solution? I don't know how to change a culture that is entrenched in such a seductive narrative. It's really up to us as individuals to take a hard look to see who we blame for what. What pain have we been holding on to, and whom we've been directing it toward. Identifying the culprits that are giving us targets for our pain and fear, and then consciously choosing to set them free.